Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Olga, the Asia Pacific trainer here at Yes Supply. And we have the wonderful Tara. Tara is one of our students who's graduated just recently, and she's joining us for a chat to share a little bit about her experience and what she felt like when she was doing the Yes Supply method with me. Tara, welcome. Thank you so much for carving time out of your day to be here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure to be in your energy. So I would love for you to introduce yourself. Tell people a little bit about who you are and what you're up to.
Well, obviously my name is Tara. I'm a very multi-passionate person. So I've been in education for nearly 20 years, working with kids who aren't neurotypical. I've also ran a intimate photography studio for over 12 years. And I was just passionate about helping people in different walks of their life, whether that was kiddos or women who were just feeling really stuck in their current life. So all the things. Yeah.
Things, yeah, you are definitely a multi-talented human. So where were you at the point before you joined the Yes Supply method? What were you experiencing?
So actually we'd had a huge life change. We had moved from Montana to Arizona, and it was like a very tumultuous time. I'd actually stepped away from photography because I felt so burnt out. And there was a lot of things going on personally. And I had just kind of allowed myself some time to just sit with feelings. And I had heard about Yes Supply many years ago, when I was actually taking a course from Manifestation Babe. And she talked about being Yes Supply certified. And so I had been following on Instagram for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it just popped up in my Instagram feed. And I just went to see if there was a cohort that would actually work with my schedule, and there was. And I literally was like, screw it. We're just like, I feel called to do this. We're going all in. Like, I'm ready. I need to pivot. I need to move forward.
I love that.
So I just was like, yeah, let's do the thing.
Yeah. I love that. Like you had an intuitive hit and you just went with it.
Yeah. I was like, why not? If it's showing up, it must be for a reason. And there was a lot of trust in that decision.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Yeah.
I'm glad.
I have to admit, I was very similar. I was following Reese for quite a while before I took the leap as well. So what made you want to become a coach? Like, what was that pivotal moment you said, I'm going to make some changes here. I think I want to coach.
I'm going to be honest. I think it was more selfish to begin with. Like, I knew that I was going to learn about all of these different tools, and I was very into those tools and those different modalities. And at a bare minimum, I was like, this is something I could use in the educational field with the individuals I'm working with. I had walked away from those other things, but it was just more of like this bare minimum. I could use it with the individuals I already work with. And I just went for it in that way. And then as I went through it, it was kind of like all of these pieces started to come together. And I was like, no, this is exactly what I've been doing, but in a way that's going to continue to help people be more like give them more than what I could give them. So yeah. And then I was like, yes, we are doing this. We are doing mindset coaching. I remember when we started the cohort, some of us were still trying to figure out what did we actually want to do and how we wanted to do it. And I did not have as much trust that I would figure it out by the end, but the universe delivered by the time it was all said and done. And I was like, no, that was actually so easy. It was in there the whole entire time. So maybe the answer is really toward the end, that I knew exactly what that was going to look like.
As a trainer, one of my favorite parts of the program is absolutely, and I've said this a few times during our cohort time, like my favorite part of the whole program is watching our students grow, gain that transformation themselves, and then gain that clarity about where they're going to go next. So yeah, you found that to be really much a part of your journey.
Oh, 100%. I think when I had to do the values, there's multiple words for that, but the value sheet that we have to turn in as part of our homework, as I was feeling very uncertain. And then when I started to fill out that sheet, it was like, oh my gosh, Like it just felt very clear. A lot of clarity came from that. And I was like, this is actually easy. And I really do know what I want to do. I just didn't know that I knew it, kind of thing. Yes.
Yeah, I love that. So you said you've been in education for a really long time, and it was really interesting. You just said, it's what I've been doing for people anyway, but now I'm going to help them become even more powerful. And I love that because that's
Yeah.
exactly how I feel about the certification in general. What makes you so passionate about coaching? What do you think is going to get you to that next level?
I always get emotional when I talk about this part.
I know, me too.
I think it is literally like my passion is truly like each and every day to watch someone else take another step, like to get those little moments. Sorry.
No,
But I think when you work in that kind of setting where you're helping someone and there's at times you feel like you're spinning your wheels, right? But to come out at the end of it and have so much more clarity. And I think a word would be too, is just like knowing that you have the answer and that this is what your purpose is and that there is a tool available that is amazing. Just like that piece.
Yes.
So that I think, yeah, that's the biggest part of it for me, I think.
I get it. I get it. I think I say in our first welcome call, I said, really allow yourself to be coached, really allow for yourself to open up and be transformed. It's a really special place you can come from, put your hand in your heart and say, okay, this transformation works because I get to experience it myself.
Yes. Well, and not only that, I think part of that too is the realization of like, we could sometimes would use a technique or a tool. And I was just like, I don't know that one worked as well for me. But then within a 48-hour, 72-hour window, all of the things started coming up and you were like, no, yeah, that did. That 100% worked.
Yeah, and I see that in real life in my coaching practice. I tell my clients every after technique, I will say the subconscious shifts have happened. Just allow the conscious mind to catch up over the next few days and really tune into what's happening. And I'm like really happy that you got to see that yourself.
Yeah, no.
All right. So what makes you think attracted you most to the yes supply method? Like what made it feel like, yeah, this is the right fit for me?
I'm like, oh, I like try to think of that answer. It was truly, I did actually look at some other options, but I just like knew this was the one. I don't know. It was very just like, no, this was it. And I didn't even hesitate. I just did it. And so I think things that I loved, I had looked, one thing I will say for sure is at one other program I had looked at, it would have been in one modality. And I'm a person who wants multiple modalities because I want multiple ways to help a human being. And so seeing that there was going to be, you know, knee and NLP and hypnosis and EFT and all of those things, I was like, oh my gosh, look at how many tools are available. Because working in education and humans that are very neurodiverse, I know there's no one set tool that helps everyone. And so I wanted multiple tools to help each person with wherever they're at.
And now you're certified in 5 incredibly powerful modalities, right?
Yes, I love it. They are so powerful.
They really are. What was your favorite part, do you think, of the supply method?
Honestly, obviously, I really enjoyed my own personal journey, but for me, it was the connection with other women that had the same purpose and having that community. I think especially having had a move, I had lost a lot of relationships and friendships. And as someone who's very artistic and creative, connection and community is really important to me. And I was kind of out on an island by myself in a new state. So having that community and that connection, and also realizing in that connection that I think it can sometimes be easy to start to think negative about like relationships or being different. and therefore not being able to find your people. But when you were able to all come in together, it really actually just kind of squashed those thoughts and ideas. And yeah, it just created such an amazing atmosphere.
Oh, I'm so happy that you had that. I'll say it again, time and again, and I don't even care how repetitive I sound. Like, I don't know what's in the water at Air Supply, but we literally attract the most soul-aligned humans on the planet, don't we?
Yes, 100%. It is an amazing community.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Is there a technique you use now in your daily life? Or what's your favorite technique?
I mean, on my daily life, EFT.
Yeah.
I have found so much, like now that I have the awareness is about, I don't have to actually feel that way. I can just use a tool, and I love to start with like negative emotional release first before. Yeah. And that's just such an easy thing that you can stop and do anywhere, like anytime in your car, whatever, and just kind of release that in that moment. But I definitely love neuroenergetic encoding a lot as well.
Extremely powerful, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Do you feel like this was going to help you really make some shifts with your clients?
Yes, absolutely. I definitely made, like, I decided kind of how to do things differently, and with marrying what I had before and now with the coaching. And what I had put on my website exactly was like, I knew from the beginning I wasn't helping clients the way that I wanted to when I was doing just intimate photography. And it was because there was a piece missing. They could come in and have an experience, but I knew that we were just at the tip of the iceberg. Now I can coach, you know, and have that relationship with the client, and then do the embodiment visualization piece and bring it full circle in such a more powerful and life-changing and long-lasting way. And I'm so excited for that part. It's not like just delivering this thing and saying goodbye. It's like helping someone truly embody the life they desire. So
I love that you say that, because I think one of my favorite parts of coaching and teaching and training is that embodiment piece. We really focus so much on fixing and healing, but here it's really all about releasing the things that are keeping us stuck, and then truly embodying that higher version and learning how to move forward, but on that really deep subconscious level. And it just, when it's embedded in there, it just feels so much more real. Did you find that too? How did you find that part?
yeah, so like kind of going back to where I was when I started, I was like, as I've shared with you before, is like I have done years and years and years of therapy, and really stuck in that like self-help cycle with myself, constant ruminating, constant negative self-talk. And sorry, my shift in that piece is literally like almost unbelievable, but it's not, because I live it now every day of going, when that a feeling comes up, being able to acknowledge and see it and experience it without judgment, and just being like, nope, we don't have to feel that way. Let's use this technique. Let's use this tool. And just letting, like, the way the universe has been able to show up and my life has shifted since those, you know, mindset change has changed, is like from an outward level would be like, whoa, what happened there? And I am so grateful. I am so grateful for that part.
Me too. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So when you first sat down to, you know, design your yes life, what did your dream life look like then? And what does it look like now? What's kind of changed? What's your next goal?
My next goal is to no longer work for another educational enterprise. And I truly, I really want to see the scope of education shift substantially. And I know that how our kids show up today has a lot to do with how we show up, what we change, so we can change it for our little people. So I have a deep, deep desire to be able to leave that and to be able to stand on stages. I'm like, just get knowledge out there, whether that's through a podcast, being on stages, and creating greater awareness of of self, and therefore changing this scope. I really don't believe that the way that we're able to serve right now and the entity as it exists is serving best. So I really do want to see that change. And that obviously, again, starts with us as adults and how we're interacting. And so, yeah, I just know that it's a trickle effect. So let's start with big people so we can help
Of
the little
course.
people.
Yeah, I love that. So as a mother myself, like that just means everything, hearing you say that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you
I
think
love
has been the biggest mindset shift you've had to help you say, okay, I'm going to really help kind of revolutionize the way we show up for our little people?
I honestly think uh, I don't I don't know that the biggest mindset shift was with the little people, because I've always been able to hold space for them. What I realized was I wasn't able to hold space for adults because I was holding on to so much hurt and anger as what I had, seen take place over the years. But then I guess the mindset shift came from really like realizing adults are just actually children. Like that is just inner child, and it is just spilling out in this way in a bigger body.
Right. I love
And so
that.
it makes it a lot easier to hold space for that and hold space for people. And then also realizing same goes for myself, right? Like honoring feelings, my own inner child, and just realizing that's the place that all comes from. And so as those shifts can occur for yourself, that affects others. And in general, it is just like an amazing, droplet trickle effect from one person to the next. And I think understanding the mindset now of it could take one action. You could think, no, it's not like this went XYZ way, but you don't know that there is one action in this one thing that literally changed the whole thing, the whole cycle. So a lot of flow.
So powerful. I love that. Oh, I love that so much. What does your yes life look like now? Apart for you specifically, like I understand you want to create this really beautiful movement, educate the adults so that there's gorgeous flow and effect to the little people. But for you specifically, what's your yes life look like now?
Oh, my yes life is really just the understanding of like not having the need for control and being able to release everything, knowing that it's just going to be available to me and that the universe already has a plan. And as long as I continue to just listen, not listen to my brain, not the stuff, the other stuff, but listen to my intuition and my gut and continue to allow that, like it's all just going to be available and it's going to be there. And there's no need to experience fear and worry and all of those uncomfortable emotions because your answer is already there.
How magical is that?
It's amazing. And I would tell people all the time is like, you don't realize how heavy all those uncomfortable emotions are. And at a somatic level, how terrible that feels in your body until you release it all. And you're just like, oh my gosh, this is so much better. Why wouldn't you choose this? This feels so good.
And I am so happy and grateful that you got to experience that in the time we worked together. That's just mind blowing.
I'm so grateful. I had a moment where I had said to one of our other members, I was just like, I had a sad moment where I was like, man, I spent 44 years like feeling that way. And it's kind of sad that in my head, I was like, it took that long. And then I was like, at the same time, I'm so grateful. It could have been until way. But now I get to live the rest of it knowing this other piece. And so it's beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. So imagine you saw the yes supply method come up on that feed of yours and you didn't listen to your instinct.
100. Yeah, I do think about that. I'm like, it is kind of like the choose your own adventure book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could choose this one or you could choose this one. And you don't know what path either will take you. But if you listen to your intuition, it's not going to be wrong or it's not going to be bad. It's going to be your purpose.
What would you tell someone who's thinking about following their calling and becoming a coach? What would you say?
I would say if it's placed with you, then why are you questioning with it? Like if you desire it, that desire was placed with you for a reason.
Yes.
And it inevitably will occur. It just is going to take longer the longer you resist it.
Right.
So don't hesitate. Just follow your gut. Yes.
Yeah. And what about someone who's sitting on the fence of joining the Yes Supply method? What would you say to them?
Oh, I would say 100%. Even if you have doubts in other ways, just the transformation you'll have for yourself, surrendering and working through the program should be a yes enough. Like I said, like again, so many years of therapy, and I never ever got to the result that I am today before. So even if it's just for that, like I almost ask the question of like, what is that worth to you? Really, the investment in Yes Supply is so minimal compared to how you get to feel moving forward in your life. And you are 100% worth the investment. Always.
Oh, aren't we all? We're all so
Yes.
investing in ourselves. Is there anything else about your personal journey or experience you'd like to share with us today? Anything that comes up for you?
I think I just want to share that truly, again, I am just so grateful for this experience. I find myself missing every single Tuesday night. I'm not even kidding. We still stay in touch. I was literally messaging just the other day with other people from our cohort. And I was like, can we please just get together once a month just to like touch base? And because I think once you've made those connections, you never want to let those connections go in your life. It's almost like they're at some soul level. I really do believe in those threads, those energetic threads to people. And that'll yeah, just so many amazing. Yeah, I promise you won't regret it. Just do it.
I adore you. You know, I really appreciate you spending this time with me. I had an absolute ball getting to know you and watching your own growth and transformation. And again, thank you for allowing me the space to train you. It was such a wonderful experience.
Thank you.
For sure. We're going to share your contact details below. So if anybody wants to share or follow your journey, they'll be able to connect with you on socials. We've also got our 2025 cohorts launching in January, or very soon, actually in a few weeks, for a January start. So all the details for those will be beneath, and you can also reach out to our members. If anybody would like to have a chat about the program and you figure out whether or not it is a good fit for you. Tara, again, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure and a joy. I've had a great time. And I just want to wish you all the very best. I know you've got a big heart and I know you've got some really beautiful dreams and you've got incredible experience that's really going to help you reach those goals. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to witness you achieve them.
Thank you. And I'm so grateful that you were my coach. Like, yes, everything you provided, like the permission you gave and the space that you hold, I would not be here without all of those things. So thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. It was honestly just such a pleasure to be with you. All right. Thanks for joining, my love. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.